before. In that day there'll be a highway from Egypt to Assyria, and the Assyrians will come to Egypt, and the Egyptians to Assyria, and the Egyptians will worship with the Assyrians. In that day Israel will be the third, along with Egypt and Assyria, a blessing in the midst of the earth. So what's going on here? This is amazing prophecy that the region of Egypt will connect with the region that was Assyria, that's Iran, Iraq, Turkey, kind of that whole area of what we call the Middle East. And there's going to be this connection, and they're actually going to worship the God of Israel. What I want to look at is, we don't see it necessarily happening spiritually so much in Egypt quite yet, but there's something significant happening in Iran. Now, we know Iran is a huge enemy of Israel right now. Iran is the one that's really behind most of what we see coming against Israel, supporting the Houthis, supporting Hamas, supporting Hezbollah, Iran and their nuclear power, their nuclear weapons. It's a major issue. However, there's something happening underground, or at least under the radar in Iran, that is phenomenal. And that is that there are a huge number of Iranians that are coming to faith in Yeshua. It's absolutely phenomenal. I had heard about it before, but I revived it and recognized it again. And it's absolutely phenomenal at what's happening. It's an underground believers, meaning they're not open, they're not meeting publicly, they're mostly meeting in home fellowships, and largely women. But they're almost all exclusively Muslim background believers, that they're coming from out of Islam to faith in Yeshua. And I'll let some of the reporters, David Pipes is one of the main reporters that's covered him. He's a Messianic Jewish writer, and he's writing for Newsweek. And look at his quote. He says, "Consider some testimonies." David Yegnezer of Elam Ministries stated that in 2018 that Iranians have become the most open people to the gospel, the most open people to receiving the message of Yeshua. And their ministry has a heartbeat of what's going around the world. And he's saying Iranians have become the most open people to the gospel. Listen to this. CBN, the Christian Broadcasting Network, found also in 2018 that Christianity is growing faster in the Islamic Republic of Iran than in any other country. Wow. And they have an oppressive regime there. They're definitely not pro-Israel, that country. But there's something supernatural happening. Remember, ISIS really was in Iraq, and the extreme Islam that was being put forward is turning people away from Islam, actually. Again, with another quote, Shay Kahartri of Johns Hopkins University wrote in 2020 that that Islam is the fastest shrinking religion there, while Christianity is growing the fastest. These aren't necessarily Christian sources. This is Newsweek. This is, and Shay there is from Johns Hopkins. This is 2020. That wasn't that long ago. According to these reports, there's mosques that are empty. They're closing down because people are abandoning the mosque and they're turning to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, specifically Yeshua. And this is something that's absolutely amazing about what's happening. Look at this next one. Iranian Muslim background believers tend to be fervently pro-Israel. They're bowing their knees to the Jewish Messiah with a kindled affection toward the Jewish people. Friends, only God could do that. The enemies of Israel are bowing their knees to the Jewish Messiah? Only Yeshua could do that. They have an affection towards the Jewish people. I listened to one reporter. He said that the center of Iranian theology, of believers in Iran, is that Yeshua is going to come back to Jerusalem, literally come back to Jerusalem. And they're praying him back.